Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Today's video is gonna be all about Battle World. Just kidding, no Battle World here. Although I'll give you my team suggestions. Perhaps maybe I'll throw that in at like the end of the video. We're gonna be talking about X-23 and what's best for her, energy or rage. And we're gonna do some testing on that note. And we're also going to do a little ABX action. Who's better for ABX? X-23? Or is it still the Sheriff bringing the pain? Or is it, as a matter of fact, is it going to be a little swapping, a little mix and match? Me personally, I think it's going to be the mix and match, right? This has been a thing since I'm probably the first two Awakened characters, in the same, being able to be used in the same day, at least, semi-strong Awakened characters. So I think that's going to be it. But so right now, what I have on her is I have an energy on her. I kind of finished her build. It's not like, it's not a max build. And as a matter of fact, so I'm not really sure. Okay, so now with all of, with crafted stats, if you have all of the secondary stats basically capped, now I don't have crit rate capped on her, but when we put a rage on her, it's not really gonna matter. And I think her crit damage will be capped. What do I have on her fourth gear? I'm not even sure. Crit rate. Okay, so yeah, that should be okay. Plus, you know what? The thing is, when she has HP below 99, she gets 10% crit rate. But for ABX, I don't think that's necessarily an effect. Okay, but in any case. I have energy on her now. We're gonna go into, I'll go into ABX, and we're gonna see. We're just gonna run her up until the first roar with this energy. Then we'll take her into null, and we'll run for maybe like a minute. I won't try to make this video on the shorter side, since it's kind of encompassing some ABX. These videos just tend to be a bit shorter. And by the way, so I know the last video, no comments, no roast. This video probably won't have any of that either. Maybe I'll sneak in like one at the very end, but probably on the next video, we'll start throwing that back in. So take her into ABX, take her into null, just very short, just to clock the time and the damage, and then we'll throw a rage on her. And because at that point, once we see what her damage is in ABX up into the first roar and then null, and then we put a rage on her, we'll be able to see what's actually better. And then after that, I'll get an ABX run recorded, showing what I think to be probably a good strategy to use for today. I don't want to say the absolute best strategy, because there's always different things that I could potentially miss, but I think I figured out a good one in any case. I've tried a couple or a few. I've tried a few, and it seems like I'm ending up generally at the same place, but there's one that tends to work like a little bit better. But a lot of times it could just be the matter of your procs working out in your favor, or just having a better run in general. Okay, so let's go into let's clock up some let's queue up some ABX, and let's test her. Okay, first let me show you the rest of the build. Okay, so what I was saying, I forgot to finish my thought here, is that I'm not sure, okay, with crafted stats now, I'm not sure, like, actually given a full stack, like, if you have all the secondary stats capped, basically, and then, rendering Odin, the secondary stat on an additional Odin's Blessing, basically useless, at least having, so you see, I have three Odin's Blessings on each gear, and then I have 2 of the attack, regular Mythic Uru. So, actually, is that legendary? Oh my god, I didn't even realize that. Let's go ahead and fix that. Okay, so having it just like this, I'm not sure what the additional, so 2, 4, 6, 8 Odin's Blessings will actually get you in terms of damage. I can't imagine it's really going to be all that much, when you could essentially take those other 8 and put them on a different character to really ramp up, their damage and their value. You get what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so that's her build, and I did go ahead and fully awaken Rise, so wait set. So let's queue up the ABX run. All right, here we go. And by the way, if you're just running X-23, really, if you don't have, you know, Valkyrie, you know, Transcended, this would still be the best team for her, anyways. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it would be. So let's see what this is. See what this is gonna do. And this is going to be a rotation with an energy 3-5 or 3-6-5. Basically same as Gambit, and then back into the 3-5. Seems like our proc's working out okay for us. I mean, she's doing okay. It's like sometimes depending on where the proc actually starts, you might want to hold off on the 5 for a second. Like right about now, seems like a good time. Yeah. You just got to get used to the timing on it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got that in there. Yeah, this is low. That was tight. That was very tight. Okay. Roar should. This was definitely a late roar. Okay, so we're at about 2.52 at the first roar. Let me clock this down. All right, now let's queue up some KNULL. Give her a little bit of an extra push. I'm giving her a crescent lead. These strikers seem fine. Yeah, because she was struggling. If you didn't watch the last video, she was struggling. So yeah, maybe we'll just do like up to the first minute with her and see where she clocks in there. Seems like there's like a lot of the damage is actually on the end of her skill, right? You see that? You get it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got it. Okay, so we're gonna get trapped up here. I'll try to avoid this. No avoiding it. Yeah, I feel like the first one's much harder to avoid than the second one. And I get it. I mean, I canceled it immediately. Gotta have fast fingers with some of these characters. No, I definitely got that. That was an immediate cancel, just to avoid the proc reactivating prematurely or on the 4. Okay, we got to push back there. Okay, come on, proc. Come on. There you are. There you are. I knew you were there somewhere. Oh, I went over the first minute. Okay, we'll just get we'll get up until 3:45. That's what we'll do. 3:40. Okay, right there. We're at okay, like middle of 45th bar, 3:47. Middle of 45th at 3:47. Okay. Now let's throw a rage on her and let's see the difference. This is my prediction that it's going to be better in ABX and then worse in KNULL. It might be different on your account depending on if you have Pierce on your cards, but you know, we discovered that rage is its values decreasing with Pierce on cards. So let's go ahead and get this done here. All right, so I actually have like quite a few like pretty good rolled rages. Like look at this one. I mean, that one's really not bad. This one's really good as well. But I ended up 3 rolls, and I ended up getting this. And this is exactly what I needed. High crit rate, low dodge for her. Although, you know, again, with crafted stats, you don't necessarily need the best stats. The only thing with X-23 is, if you're going to put a rage on her, you're going to want one with high crit rate. I'm guessing because she doesn't get the crit rate buff from her skills. She does get it on her awakened skill. She does get it on that, and if you're using her like solely for ABX, chances are you're not going to have her in long enough for that the buff to go away anyway. So you might not. It all depends on how long you actually have her in for. If you're using her for the whole run, then you're going to want to max out her crit rate. So let's go ahead. Let's unequip this guy here. Let's go ahead. Let's lock it. There we go. We're going to lock that. And let's find that. Here it is. Okay. Perfect. So now I actually went ahead. So her 4th gear was crit rate. I already rolled that to crit damage. And yeah, it looks like she's over. I thought I was actually going to have to roll one of her uniform options, but I didn't. And she's looking pretty good. She's looking pretty good. Got the rage on. So let's go ahead. Let's queue up an ABX run here. Alright, so here's the thing. So this is how I think you actually want to operate with her skills, right? So, okay, 3, cancel 5. What, if you're using the 6, that's just an instant cancel. But 3, 5, and then it seems as though you can actually cancel 5 when she does right about here. You can cancel it, but it seems like you almost want the proc, not necessarily to come late. Well, you kind of want it to come late. Like, you want the end of 5 to fall into that proc. So let's go ahead and let's go into ABX and let's see. So it seems as though, like, she's clocking in at about the same. I actually didn't write down what she scored. I think it was like 3 point. It was like, or 2.5, somewhere around there. I'll have to go and check exactly what it is, but so I think you want to operate basically the same, the 3, 6, 5, and then at the very end, when she does that, you can cancel into the 4 and fit all that into the proc. And then you want the proc, like, you definitely don't want it to come early. So you can cancel into the 4 right at about that time right there. So yeah, even coming like a second late seems to be okay. And then, I guess you could sprinkle, 1 and 2 in there. I haven't really figured out if you want the 4 to play out the whole way. I suppose that's fine. And then, the 6 comes off cooldown right when you want it to. So yeah, so far it seems like, yeah, it's a little bit better than a regular energy. It is. I mean, not by a whole lot. Not by a whole lot, but it is. Now, say you put a Mighty on her, a Mighty with 20% all attack. That might even be a little bit better than this. Should we go ahead and test that? I mean, why not? We certainly can. Or you know what? I have a couple rolled with 16%. Maybe I'll throw that on her and see what the difference is there. All right, let's go ahead and let's go into KNULL and see how this stacks up. I don't think it's gonna be as good as energy. Oh, definitely don't want to go to KNULL. Here we go. Yeah, I tried rolling my world boss of the day. You know what? I've actually been keeping track and keeping note of what additional things I'm getting by rolling to KNULL. And to be honest, I don't think it's worth it, because sometimes, sorry buddy, sometimes you're spending like a ton of gold, right? You re-roll that thing 10 times to try to get them. You're spending a lot of gold to get them. And the rewards, I mean, I've gotten like so I try to re-roll like every day. If it gets to a point where it's too much gold, I just stop and I'll just play them anyways, or I'll play the other world boss. But I've gotten like a couple books, some additional CCF, but in terms of the amount of gold that I've spent, I don't think it's worth it. You get some extra EOD, but it's not a whole lot. It's not a whole lot. All right, let's work this out here. Okay, proc's coming late, but it actually seems like that's fine. So yeah, you can cancel right there. Proc's coming late. So yeah, right there when she's in the air, you can cancel that. I'll start letting the 4 actually play out. No proc at all. No proc is not good. So here, I'll let the 4 play out. Seems like there's okay damage. Actually, it seems like, just sprinkling 1 and 2 in there might be a little bit better. Yeah, it seems like there's some decent damage when you kind of just spam them. Oh, I didn't even get trapped up. Oh no, I did the wrong rotation. You know what? It's okay. It's okay. I accidentally hit the 5 before the 6. but it doesn't seem to be like the difference isn't all that great. I feel like for that one rotation isn't going to be a make or break deal. So hang on a second. We went up to, so 347 is what we went up to, and we were at 40, like the middle of 45, because I remember I used the last awakening skill. Yeah, I used the awakening skill here. Okay, so all right, I'm a few seconds after, and it's a little bit slower. Had I done that awakening skill correctly, it might wind up in the same in the same exact place. But for somebody who doesn't have any Pierce on cards, I'm gonna guess that Rage is actually gonna be better for KNULL. That's my guess and prediction. Maybe one of the reasons because you want the full proc on 5, so you might not want to cancel at the very end of that, right? At the very end where she's in the air and I'm hitting the 4. So that could be a little bit of the difference, right? You can get a little more creative with her actual rotation by having a Rage on her. So I think I should probably test her out with the Forge Energy. I don't know. I'm gonna leave the Rage on her. I think that's gonna be good enough. So all right. So let me get a run in. I'm gonna record a run off camera, and then I'll play it and talk you through it, what exactly I'm doing for today. All right. Be back in a sec. All right, we are back here. We are back. So one thing I forgot to do, which I just recorded off camera, is I got to show you a comparison from running like Valkyrie solo or X-23 solo. I got a run with Valkyrie recorded. So let's play this. I'll show you where she clocks in at running her completely solo. I'll tell you, it's better, but it's not that much better. It seems kind of loud on my end. Hope it's not too loud for you guys. And yeah, Valkyrie's rotation for me anyways, I'll explain a little bit when I play the full run here in a second. Valkyrie's build though is a little bit better. Valkyrie has a full stack of Odin's Blessings, but like I said, I honestly don't think, as long as the other Odin's Blessings are actually attack Odin's Blessings, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I plan on doing testing on this in the near future. So X-23 clocked in at what? She was 6 or 2 points. She was like 2.6, right? 2.6 something. I'll get all the numbers in a minute. But like 2.6 something, she's 2.84. So she's definitely hitting a little bit harder, but it's not that much harder. And I wonder if with a mighty energy, if it would actually be better. I don't know. Rate seems fine. The mighty energies seem like at this point for her would just be a little bit of a luxury. Maybe even too rich for my blood here. All right, so let's queue up this other run. Okay, so I just went and I checked what X-23 solo run, just to the first roar was, and it was 2.6. It was 2.66. I think it was 2.666. Whoa, Nelly. So in any case, Valkyrie's a little bit faster, and so. Just FYI, before I start playing this, what I do is, with Valkyrie's rotation, when I go 3, I immediately cancel into the 6, and then I go into the 5, and as soon as I see the buff activate, that's when I'll either go into 2, 1, 3, 4, or I'll go from 5 to 4, and it all depends on where the proc is. If the proc came up really late and I could fit the 4 into the proc after the 5, I'll go into the 4, but if I can't fit the 4 into the proc, I'll go 2, 1, 3. Got to get the accumulation back up with the 3, and then I'll go into 4. And hopefully, it usually happens where when she slams down on the 4, that's when it reactivates the proc, and you can fit the whole 4 into the proc, because there's really good damage on the 4. To be honest, going 364 instead of 365. Sometimes it can work out pretty well too. But in any case, let me play this run here, and I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. I start off with X-23 first. You'll notice so this isn't the best run by any means. This is just something I wanted to throw together to get up as early as possible. You know, I know I'm getting these ABX runs out, you know, kind of later in the day after like reset, but it's the best I can do right now. So yeah, I go X-23 as soon as her awaken rotation is over. I go into Valkyrie, because you know, keeping the stronger character in for longer is obviously going to be the best strategy for you. And there's also what you could do is, so you'll notice that I basically just bring X-23 in during, after the roar, because I'm canceling the roar with She-Hulk. She-Hulk's got burn on her 5th. So yeah, I'm at about 3 million, but I was at like what 2.84 with Valkyrie solo, so it's not that much of an increase. But you know, you got to cancel the roar, right? So, and yeah, I'm doing the thing where I'm doing the 4 after, and the thing is here. So here, I'm gonna pause it for a second. The thing is here. If you brought, so if I didn't do an additional, like if I just swapped Valkyrie and right away, her awakened skill wouldn't be off cooldown. So keep that in mind. That's why I go into an additional rotation with X-23. And as we found out, the damage it's not worlds apart where I want to get Valkyrie in like immediately. I can go into this rotation and still, I think, rack up some good damage here. So just keep note of that. And so what you could do is you could actually swap X-23 back in, like after you're able to get her back in. You could do that. You could like swap her back in like right now, and then go into go into She-Hulk to cancel the war, and then Valkyrie in after that. You could do something like that. I did that. I tried that a couple times, and that seemed to bring me to about the same place. So, maybe, it could have just been the matter of procs and things like that. Like I said, one run, like I could run the same way, and I can come up 1,000,000 points short. Or maybe not, like a 500,000 points or 750,000 points. That's happened. That's definitely happened. But yeah, for this, I'm just, like I said, I'm basically just bringing, use X-23 right away. And then just for the roars. But like I said, you also could, like I could have swapped X-23 back in at about 50 seconds. Yeah, about 50 seconds. Used her awakening then. And then when I swap Valkyrie back in after the roar, and then you could even squeeze another one of X-23's 6 skills in at like the end of the run. You could do something like that as well. I'll be doing a little more tinkering and running, but this seemed to get me a pretty good score. I could tell because I'm catching up to some of the other guys that were ahead of me. The score has narrowed, and I'm quite sure that even like with this strategy, doing this, I can get a much better run in. I could probably, I would say, at least another 100,000 points. If I have time later, I'll do some more running, and I'll post my score maybe in Discord. But we end up with 8.34. That's not too shabby. That's not too shabby at all for today. I think with Minerva, the Minerva strategy was like, it wasn't even 8. It was less than 8. I think if you got 8, that was like a godly run. So there's that. That's basically where's my volume at? Now I gotta turn it back up. Okay. So here, what I'll do is I'll show. So I have really good cards. Now, keep in mind, everybody, Pierce doesn't have any effect in ABX. People are still saying this. It doesn't. It doesn't even, like, if you have beatdown on energies. Like when I run Moonstone and I purposely try to activate the beatdown, the Pierce, it doesn't do any. There's no additional damage. Sometimes it was coming up even less. But in terms of why am I going there? So it's all physical attack. I lost 8% physical attack because I rolled this card to all blue, and I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off on doing anything else with my cards for a little bit. I'm going to try to replace. I'm trying to get some better rolls before I do anything else, just to save, you know, resources, materials, you know, my mythic, you know, my premium cards. But what I do have right now, I have 127.5 physical attack, and so, you know, in terms of ABX, like you would rather have attack on, you know, on your cards versus the, you know, versus the pierce damage. And then I'll show you. So you already saw the build that I have on her. It's the 12 Odin's Blessings and fully awakened ISO 8 with the Rage, and then with Valkyrie, I'll show you the Sheriff's build. Here she is. So this is with Team Up, the stats. So keep that in mind. But she has basically a maxed out build, fully awakened ISO 8, a Rage, right? Yeah, 20 Odin's Blessings, and I believe all her stats should most certainly be capped. Yeah, they're probably well over capped. Yep. Okay. And yeah, the uniform is mythic. I'm pretty sure all the options are mythic as well. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, really the only ones that truly matter are these two here, right? Especially, you know, depending on what kind of stats you have on your cards. And then, oh, for X-23, I didn't show you the uniform. So I actually went ahead and, so I had everything mythic except this one was legendary. And we got, I think from one of the last events, it was like maybe a crystal spending event. We got the, you know, the mythic, not the mega mythic, but the regular mythic uniform upgrade ticket. And I just went ahead and I got that to mythic, but everything else is mythic there. To show you guys. So there it is, guys. I hope that helps some people out making some decisions on, you know, whether or not, you know, what CTP to give X-23. I was initially, I was thinking, you know, I'll test her with the forged energy, but I don't think I'm gonna, because the thing is, I was gonna take the one off KNULL here, because I'm gonna put Rage back on him and see what his worth is in ABX now, see if he can outscore Loki. I know I've said this a few times in the last few videos, and then if he doesn't, I'm gonna throw a regen on this guy, and I was gonna give her that one, because the thing is, I hate to re-roll these. These have 16%. They do have max proc. All these, I actually got all these rolled pretty decent. Like these have 5%. This one has 6, and then these two have 16. You know, I'd like the 20, but low ignore dodge. Like this one has really low ignore dodge, so I might roll that one. This one's like okay, it's definitely a little bit better, but this one's super low ignore dodge. Might roll that one as well. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds. So that's it. That's the video. I'm gonna sneak in one roast, you know, comment in this video, just to keep it, you know, just to appease the people who actually like that stuff, but not to, you know, run it crazy long. So you know, for those who don't want to stick around for it, thank you for watching, and for those who do, let me pull this up here. Okay, so Danny says, I just started watching your channel, and I have to say I get more info from you than any other channel I watch. I've been playing for 5 years, and I feel like a noob. Could you help me out and take a look at my account? My IGN is Shadyberg. I would appreciate some helpful tips. Thank you for becoming a content creator. Thanks, man. I appreciate the kind words. I'm getting a lot of love from people out there, you know, on the channel, saying that, you know, they're loving the content. It's much different than what's already out there, what other creators are doing. So yeah, we do some things different over here. All right, let me pull up your account. Let's see what we can do for you, man. All right, here we go. We're at Shadyberg's account. Let's take a look at his cards first and foremost. Okay, so he's got 4 premium cards. He's got the store card. It shouldn't be that hard to actually replace that one. You know, obviously you're gonna need something with a little cooldown, ignore defense. You don't have it on. Do you have it on any of these crafted stats? No, you don't. So, you know, maybe just go ahead, continue crafting your cards, and then once you actually get, you know, some additional. Let's see where you're at. Yeah, you're right on the brink there. You can't afford to lose any more, so you're gonna need it on either a crafted stat, or when you replace this card, the card that you replace it with is gonna have it on it just you know, naturally, right? So, and it shouldn't be. I mean, it doesn't have the best roll on it, right? You really, you got the max HP and in the cooldown. Crit rate isn't all that important. And this here, get that last star blue. That the additional 3% is gonna do really good for you. I probably wouldn't even worry about any of the other stats. Just get it all blue. Get it all blue, and that'll work out nice. And then maybe worry about some of the better stats on some of the other cards there, right? Some of the secondary stats. But this is a really good roll here. I actually have, well, I have the same exact roll, except that fire resist is crit rate. but I needed a higher quality to actually make a difference on my set. This is a good roll too. I mean, you could probably even go ahead and craft this. The 2 quality, but you have both the attack stats. It's not bad. It's not too shabby, depending on where you're at, depending on how many other premium cards you actually have. But your stats look pretty good, man. They look pretty good. You got a good amount of max HP. Yeah, I'd say continue crafting the cards, and then once you get them all done, maybe then you can decide on which cards you actually want to re-roll, right? Which stat you want to which crafted stat you want to re-roll. But yeah, you definitely have to replace this one. But as far as these go, like, I mean, these are good rolls on these cards here. I'd continue crafting them. I think they're good enough. It would be good enough for me to continue crafting. All right, let's check out your guys here. Let's check out your tunes. Okay, so yeah, we established sentries like that unicorn where you can. I mean, you got a lot of crit damage. You don't have any. So okay. Put HP Uru on this guy. Get if you got him PvP build, give him as much HP and basically try to cap off his dodge if you can. I wouldn't worry about the crit rate or necessarily even the crit damage. Just roll the fourth. Yeah, that fourth gear. Roll that crit damage. Okay, roll that crit damage and then crit rate. He gets a buff on his skills, anyways, right? He gets a buff on. I believe it's a fourth or his fifth. He gets that buff, so you don't need that crit rate. Switch that to crit damage. Take all the crit damage and crit rate Uru off him, right? Well, don't pay to take those off. Just destroy them, and then put HP and dodge, and then obviously you want to ignore defense capped off and a skill cooldown. But aside from that, HP, dodge, and then attack Uru. Don't give him the crit damage or crit rate. Like I said, he gets the buff on the crit rate and crit damage. You roll that fourth gear option as crit damage. And what do you guys? 21. So yeah, finish off his gears too. He's really good. Okay, so you got this on him. I've never used one of these. I just use Transcendence as food. I don't know. How does that work out for you? Does that actually bring you a whole lot of additional damage? I mean, maybe for Quicksilver, but I guess you do get the guard break once that's activated. So I don't know. That's an interesting thing there. But yeah, with the Uru, the same. Okay, so same thing. What do you got? Crit rate here. I believe he gets a crit rate buff right on. I think on his third maybe. But any character that gets a crit rate buff, usually there's a soft cap. As long as you hit the soft cap, then you can change that to crit damage, and then you don't need these crit damage Uru on them. But okay, so this here, yeah, I wouldn't do this. If you have the crystals, I would unequip those, but just don't equip any attack Odin's Blessings on a character that you have for PvP. Just don't do that. And then okay, yeah, and for any CTP, roll it with the I mean, just continue rolling until you get the max proc on it. It brings that much more value. It makes it that much stronger, and we all know Namor's value's falling off. Hopefully he gets another uniform. He's got a lot of looks in the comics. Magneto's value's falling off. Professor X, yeah, I don't know. I'd probably take the Odin's Blessing off him. Let's see, Sharon Rogers, what do you got on her? Okay, so you got a pretty good build on her, and so she gets a crit rate buff too. So all their fourth gear options don't have a crit rate. Look at the character skills. If they have crit rate buff. Okay, nice. You got the mighty on her. I like it. So yeah, if they get the crit rate buff, don't set that to crit rate. Okay, just hit the soft cap and then stack them up with attack. Okay, so you got both attack there, both attack there, both attack there. Okay, so I suppose in that case, but yeah, you still no crit rate there. Yeah, you probably maybe I'll make a video on how to properly build characters. As far as Uru, ISO 8 set, all that stuff. Maybe I'll do that soon. If you guys actually want to see that, let me know, and I'll do that. Okay, what do you got on this? Rage on this guy. Okay, I like it. Give him some Odin's Blessings. He will, yeah. Ghost Rider is much stronger than Thor. Okay, you got energy on him. Okay, not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. Just, don't plan on using him for ABX, really. Loki's going to be stronger if he has an energy. You got 180 proc on him again. Gambit with a rage is probably not a bad choice. Okay, Moon Knight with a rage, no. Give him an energy for sure. I don't know if you have some on somebody else. Nice, I like this a lot. She performs very well in KNULL with beat down on the energy and patience on this guy. I really don't care about this guy anymore here. Doc Ock. He's really not good for anything. Anyway, I mean, you could team him up with Bullseye, but you could also team up with Gwenom here. You got a destruction on her. You could probably do that, if you care that much for squad battle. But yeah, definitely finish Odin. Judgment on Odin. Whoa, what is going on there? He doesn't have He doesn't do elemental damage, my guy. Give him a rage. Rage is going to be best for him. I mean, you could take rage off. Let's see who you have rage on. Gambit. He's definitely better than Gambit, I'll tell you that much. You could probably take rage off of... Who else do you have rage on? I mean, if you care about, you know, I might not take it off Luna Snow if you need her for, you know, you could take it off this guy. Although Star-Lord's not all that bad, actually. He's not all that bad. Nice, I like to see that. I like to see that. No attack Uru on this guy because he doesn't, his attack is increased by his HP. So, okay. So definitely finish him off. I'm glad to see you have an energy on him, but roll that with the max proc. And, okay, insight on that guy. Egg on him, okay. And, alright, I'm not going to go too far down here. But, okay, finish off Cable, right, for one. Finish off Odin. Get that judgment off him. Give him a rage from somewhere. I don't care where. He's definitely one of the best characters in the game, right, in terms of, like, PvE. And then give this guy an energy. You could probably, okay, give this guy an energy. Take his rage. Give it to Odin. And you know, and take my advice with the Uru there. I hope that helps you out, my man. If you have any other questions or anything like that, let me know. So that's it. That's the video, guys. I hope that helps some people out, make some decisions on X-23. And you stay tuned because I'm going to be doing an in-depth look at Rogue, and we're going to see, you know, where her value is. We're going to take her in a squad battle. I don't know, maybe even put a PvP build on her. If you guys want to see that, hit me up in the comments and let me know. So until then, you better stay tuned, you stay breezy, but most of all, friend, you stay safe out there. Peace.